Now we were studying about metals. We have already discussed about their physical and chemical properties. Now what are the general uses of metals? Like what is their importance in our daily life? In what role do they play for us? Okay, so we'll be dealing with that today. Now in uses of metals, we have to see how important the metals are to us. Means they are very important to us, and that's why only we study them. Now, there are many metals. Generally, the commonly used or the most popular metals that we used, that are the common metals we use, we'll list some uses of those metals. Okay. Now, coming to metals uses, first we look around us, we find most of the things they are containing some metal or the other. Okay. Leaving about that, we talk about our own body. See, in our body also, metal is very important constituent. Like in the blood, iron is an important constituent. Similarly, you can say sodium and potassium, they play an important role in our body. So there are many metals which play important role in our body. Okay, they are either catalyzing any enzyme or they are taking part in any biological activity. Okay, so we'll be studying them. First, I'll discuss about the uses of metal in our daily life. In our daily life related to our body. In our body also, some metals play important role. Like I talk about potassium, sodium, iron, chromium, manganese, magnesium, copper, etc. These few metals, they play important role in our body. Iron is a constituent of blood, as it is a part of hemoglobin of the blood which carries oxygen to various parts of our body. Secondly, copper and zinc, they are constituent of enzyme. Sodium, potassium take part in electrical activity, in contraction of muscles, etc. So we can see here these metals are playing important role in our body. Okay. So similarly, we can see from everything we see around, there is present metal in some form or the other. Now, I'll list some uses of important metals. Second, I'm taking noble metals. Noble metals, I include in them gold, silver and platinum. These metals are noble metals. They are very inert, okay, and they have lot of luster. They shine. So generally they are used for making jewelry. They are used in jewelry, gold jewelry, silver jewelry, platinum jewelry. All are having high rates because of their luster. Okay, and they are very inert. Secondly, gold and silver, Ag and Au, that is silver and gold, are used for decorating sweets. Okay, means they are made into thin foil. Thin foil is used for decoration. Secondly, they are also used for electroplating decorative items or decorative pieces, objects. Okay, now gold and silver, what is the meaning of electroplating? Electroplating means electrically a plating is done. Electro means electrically, plating is done means covered. Okay, like for example, an iron decorative object is made and then you can electroplate it with gold and silver so that it will give it a more rich look, a very good look. Okay, so electroplating is with the help of electrolysis. You can coat a layer of this metals on the another metal. Okay, like we have heard 1 gram bangle, 2 gram bangles. What is that? In that case also the bangle is that is made up of some other metal, but only there is a plating, like 1 gram gold will be plated on that whole bangle. In this way we can say that electroplating is used for decorative objects also, and in some case you can say even some jewelries are made in that way. Okay, so these are the common uses of gold and silver. Now silver is also used in making utensils, like in olden times the kings and they used to have silver utensils also. It gives a very rich look, silver and gold utensils, but nowadays we don't have those and they are very expensive. In the olden times it was so. Then I come to platinum. Platinum, it is also used for making jewelry. Secondly, platinum is also used as electrodes. They are used as electrodes and crucibles where high unreactivity is required. Like the platinum electrodes, they will be highly unreactive, and in many chemical reactions or for the production of many chemicals, this platinum electrodes are used. Okay, so these are the common uses of gold, silver and platinum. The next metal that I will be discussing is about zinc. Now zinc is used in many ways. Zinc is used in dry cells. It is used as an electrode over there in dry cells, and it is also used for galvanization. Galvanization, that is coating of zinc on iron. That is called galvanization, as it helps in protecting iron from rusting. More we will see, even zinc is used in many alloys. Now what are alloys, that we will be discussing. But before that we will take the simple uses where these metals are used. Okay. So zinc is basically also used as mixture with other metals also. Now the next metal is copper. Copper is used in electrical wirings. Means there are electrical wires are made up of copper. Okay, so it is used for making electric wires, cables, utensils, coins, statues, electroplating, other metals. You remember electroplating, no? Electroplating is a layer of this metal is being plated around another metal, and that also you can say more efficiently that a less reactive metal is being electroplated, or a layer is deposited on a more reactive metal. Okay, so electroplating other metals is another important use of copper. Now copper utensils are also made for use in factories. Okay, so the copper utensils, the equipments, they are used in factories. Then another metal I'll take is aluminium. Symbol is Al. Now aluminium is also widely used because of it is lightweight. It is very light in weight, and so is used at places where lightweight is required. Okay. Aluminium utensils are made, equipments. It is also used for making electric wires, packaging material, that is the silver foil we use now, they are made up of aluminium. The foils that we used for wrapping food items, they are all made up of aluminium. Then food cans, okay, they are also made up of aluminium. Parts of aeroplane, as aeroplane has to fly in air, it should be light, so many parts of aeroplane are made from aluminium. Okay, and even some parts of buses and trains, they are also made up of aluminium. Next important metal we are going to take, that is iron. Iron also has its own importance due to its high tensile strength. It is very commonly used by us for making machines. All the machinery parts, the machinery tools you see, generally they are made up of iron. Okay, factory equipments, for construction, that is in the infrastructures we see the use of iron. Construction uses are there. Magnets are used for making transformers. Because it is used in the core of the transformers. Okay, so this is the important use of iron. Like I said, iron ships are made because it can bear a lot of weight. So wherever high strength is required, high tensile strength is required, like for example for making building, we have iron pillars which will provide its strength. Okay, next we can see mercury. Mercury is also used. Generally we see mercury in thermometers, as it has low melting point and it changes or it expands very fast with the change in temperature, so it is used in thermometers, barometers, and also used for preparing amalgams. What is amalgam? We will be discussing it later. Generally I can say amalgam, it is a mixture of mercury with metal. Okay, we will be discussing this, but for just we should know what is amalgam, and generally the main constituent of amalgam is mercury. When mercury is mixed, or there is proportionally fixed proportionally they are mixed with some metals, then they form amalgam. Okay, so this is the most common use of mercury. I can say that it is used in thermometers, barometers, and as amalgam. Then we'll see the next metals such as chromium and nickel. These are used for electroplating equipment. More we can see titanium. It also has its use in aircraft industry. Generally titanium is used in aircraft industries as lot of strength is required plus inertness is required, so titanium is a good option for them and it is being used there. Then we will see lead. Lead is used for making automobile batteries, bullets, sanitary fitting. The last use that is very important use, you can say that metals are used, mixture of metals are mixed and the alloy is formed. So you can say alloys of metals are formed and these have various uses. Alloy is actually a homogeneous mixture of metals, or it is a mixture of metals and non. Now, what is the use of making alloy? Actually, the alloy is made to improve the quality of the metal being used. Every metal cannot be used at all the places, and it has some drawback. So, to improve that drawback, what is done? Some another metal is mixed which will remove its flaws. Okay, and that is why what is the reason for making alloy? So, what is the objective of making alloy? You'll see. First is to increase resistance to corrosion. Second, modify chemical reactivity, increase tensile strength, produce good casting, and to lower melting point. As some metals have very high melting point, okay, so to lower that melting point, sometimes another metal is mixed with it so that its melting point can be lowered and the easily it can be the reaction can be proceeded. Okay. So this is the basic objective of making alloys. Many alloys are there. We'll take here some examples of alloys. That is brass, a commonly used alloy. Even in the ancient time, brass was used. Okay, and brass is a alloy of copper and zinc. Then bronze metals are being seen. The metals are made up of bronze. The bronze is a alloy of copper and tin. Then you can see type metal. It is an alloy of lead, tin and antimony. German silver. It's an alloy of copper, zinc and nickel. So these are some examples of alloy. There are many alloys being made that we'll be discussing, but these are some basic example of alloy. Now in our daily life we see the stents, the vascular stents. Okay, these are also made up of alloy. You can see it is the alloy being used is of nickel and tin alloy, or of copper, zinc, aluminium and nickel alloy. Okay, so these are used for making vascular stents, the pipes, okay, that is used in the heart surgery. These are the alloys and these are called as smart alloys. Smart alloys because they have because they are very smartly being used, and that's why they are called smart alloys. So they are smart metal alloys. Okay, this is a very important use of the alloy. It's used in our body. Okay, so this will be completing here about alloys.